Hello, I'm Joanne Gordon, Coordinator of the Derbyshire Asbestos Support Team, and I would like to welcome you to Leicester Railway Station. Mesothelioma is a cancer caused by exposure to asbestos, but it is not only a disease of construction workers and laggers, it can affect anyone. Any building built before 2000 can contain asbestos. That means our schools, public buildings and our homes can contain this deadly material. Victims and families of this devastating disease don't want to see families go through what they have been through and want us to make an impact in raising awareness about the dangers of asbestos. What bigger impact than an interactive large screen showing where asbestos may be contained in our homes in an area where the general public will pass every day. In these times of austerity, more and more people turn to DIY or home improvements to save money. Continually on the television, we see programs that encourage DIY and home maintenance. However, without proper knowledge and education, many people may uncover this deadly killer, asbestos. US professor and scientist Dr. Arthur Frank recently spoke at one of our meetings and confirmed our view that prevention is better than cure. Therefore, we hope this interactive and innovative program may help to save lives, both of maintenance workers whom we invite into our homes to carry out renovations, as well as those people who undertake DIY themselves. Although you might know of some of the asbestos products that were used in homes, others you may not be aware of. Firstly, garage. Many garage roofs are made of asbestos. These are often damaged due to their age and years of exposure to the elements. Fuse boxes. Asbestos was used in flash guards for individual wires and for boards behind fuses. Heat insulation. Asbestos lagging was used around boilers, flanges and on pipework. Moving on to the living room. Not many people are aware that asbestos was used in textured coatings or Artex. It was also used in around fireplaces. In the kitchen. Anyone who still has an old ironing board may find that the heat-resistant rest is asbestos. Vinyl and thermoplastic floor tiles may contain asbestos. They may also have asbestos paper lining underneath. Sometimes you may find them hidden under carpets and vinyl floor covering. Unfortunately, they look similar to the tiles we use today. Bedroom. Although not necessarily found in the bedroom, asbestos insulation board was used as internal wall cladding. Bathroom. Toilet seats, cisterns and bath panels have all been known to contain asbestos. Attic. Loose asbestos was used as insulation between cavity walls, under floorboards and loft spaces. It looks fluffy like candy floss and may be blue, grey or white. This is pure asbestos that can release lots of fibres if disturbed, so you should always get a licensed contractor. Sprayed coatings contain asbestos and can sometimes be found on the underside of roofs and columns or beams. It is grey-white but has also often been painted. Moving outside. Soffits, boards, roof gutters and downpipes were all made of asbestos. There are two important points to remember. All asbestos can cause disease, regardless of the colour, length or type of fibres. The second point, generally asbestos is only a risk if you disturb or damage it, which causes fibres to be released. If asbestos-containing materials are in good condition and in a position where they are not going to be disturbed or damaged, then the health and safety executives state that it is safer to leave them in situ and ensure that risks are properly managed. I would like to say that this programme has been dedicated to the brave mesothelioma victims and their families in Leicester and the East Midlands, many whom have supported and continue to support DAST in our work. We would also like to thank anybody who's donated to DAST and all our sponsors for this project. I would now like to introduce our speakers. Imran Khalif from the Unite the Union and Leicester District Trades Union Council.
Hello everyone. I won't take too much of your time. My name is Imran. I work for Eon Energy Solutions Limited, the gas and electricity supplier. Part of my role at my workplace, I'm a health and safety rep. And for my trade union, Unite the Union, I'm a health and safety officer for my branch. And for the Leicester District Trades Council, I'm also a delegate. All three groups are all united and we all support the movement of the Derbyshire Asbestos Support Team. We are in solidarity, and it's fascinating to see that organisations like this exist. So I'd like to congratulate the Derbyshire Asbestos Support Team for the work that they're carrying out, and may long it continue. It is sad to say, but it is heartbreaking to hear that people suffer from asbestos-related illnesses, and our union are fully behind to help not just members, but for people, community at large, to ensure that the right support is there and to help them identify how they can avoid being in this situation. I think Joanne just touched very briefly on mesothelioma. I do understand it's a rare form of cancer that develops from cells, that protective lining that covers many of the internal organs of the body. This is fatal, and we need to increase our awareness, not just between the people that are here. We should increase our awareness within our workforces. We should increase our awareness within our families, our friends, and the community at large. My message is very simple and very clear. If you know there may be a danger of asbestos being exposed, do not take the risk of trying to rectify the problem, and act as soon as you can. According to the Control of Asbestos Regulations 2012, there have been changes regarding this, and some of the changes that have taken place, it needs to be notified to the relevant enforcing authority. Brief written records should be kept if you are at a workplace and you are at risk of asbestos. And you must contact the HSE as soon as you can to ensure that no one and all employees are safe. We all have rights, not just in this country, but in our workplaces as well. I'm talking passionately about workforces because I know where the places I've worked, we have had cases of asbestos. It is very sad to hear, but we need to work together in solidarity to ensure that everyone knows about asbestos. I would like to finally thank you all for being here today. I would like to thank the Derbyshire Asbestos team to allow me to speak for my union, for my colleagues, and for the Leicestershire District Council, and taking the time out to listen to me. So thank you very much.
I would now like to introduce Davina Connolly, daughter of Jim Hawkins, who sadly lost his life to mesothelioma.
Good evening. We are all here this evening for the same purpose, and that is to raise the awareness of the dangers of asbestos. We all know those most at risk are people who have worked or work in the construction industry, such as plumbers, joiners, electricians. But we also need to remember insulation workers, shipbuilders, locomotive engineers, just to mention a few. I've been asked to speak this evening to talk about my dad, who died of mesothelioma. In the 1960s and early 70s, my dad worked for Her Majesty's Prison Service as a joiner. Where he worked had been a prisoner of war camp in the in World War II. So by the time Dad started work there, some of the roofs needed to be repaired, and it was his job to repair them. Although the government agencies were aware of the dangers of asbestos at this time, very little information was passed down to the employees. My dad led a very full and active life. He played golf as often as he could, and once he retired, he played even more. As a family, we had some amazing holidays, and we have some fantastic family memories. Not only did Dad play golf once he retired, but him and Mum travelled the world and went on some unforgettable holidays. In February 2010, Dad turned 70. Still played golf 3 times a week and played off a single-figure handicap. Mum was to turn 70 in the November, so it was decided that a big bash would be had in July. As we were getting prepared for the party, we noticed that Dad had a cough. Dad, being Dad, said, "Nothing to worry about. Just got wet playing golf. I'll be fine." The day before the party, Dad still wasn't right, so we told him he's going to the doctors on the Monday. Monday came after a fantastic weekend, and Dad, escorted by Mum, went to the doctors. The doctors thought he had fluid on his lungs and was given antibiotics. The course was finished, but Dad was no better, so he went back to see the doctor. He sent him straight to Glenfield for x-rays. From there, things moved very quickly. An appointment was made for Dad to see the lung specialist, and it was thought that he may have mesothelioma. On the 20th of September, Dad went into hospital for a biopsy the next day. It was confirmed he had mesothelioma. From that day, Dad never drove the car again, but he had one wish, and that was to take the 2 youngest granddaughters to Disney to meet Mickey Mouse, just as he'd done with the 4 older grandchildren. At the beginning of December, that's just what he did. My mum, Dad, brother, his wife and the 2 girls went to Paris. They had a ball. Once again, memories they will always have. We had a lovely Christmas, but Dad was getting weaker and weaker by the day and in more pain. Eventually, he was unable to climb the stairs, so beds were put in the living room, and he had a very comfy reclining chair. Mum now uses it to put her feet up. Sadly, Dad lost his battle on Sunday the 23rd of January 2011, 4 months from diagnosis. My dad may have been 70, but we should have had many more years of memories. But asbestos stole those memories from us. Thank you.
Thank you, Davina. That was very brave of you. And that's why we're here today, to make sure that no other families go through what Davina's family and many other families here today. I would just like to finish by thanking you all for coming along. If anybody is interested in the project in your area, it is possible to transport the giant screen around to other cities. However, we also have a 1 metre model which can go to meetings and conferences within your union or local council. So please contact DAST if you're interested. Thank you.